Osober nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong misyon na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong puso at kadwa. Osober nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong misyon na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong puso at kadwa. Isang malaking asam and maraming salamat sa mga nandito agad. Big shoutouts of course kay Yawa. Big shoutouts of course sa asawa ko na nanonood ngayon. Big shoutouts sa mga bago na nandito sa Oso the Chismoso na ako na ako nga pala si Oso Bird. I've been here since 2017. Been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito po sa YouTube, sa cryptocurrency and kahit saan pa man. Yan. So, ang ganda ng mga buys natin, no? We did buy at 64k. Okay, may proof yon. Yung kukwestiyonin yun. Nilalagay ko yan publicly. Walang silipan. Okay? Kasi pwede nyo silipin. Ito na babay. Bless me. Nabahing ako. Okay. So big shoutouts kay Reynold Camero, big shoutouts kay Vera Eri Noveno. Yan. Big shoutout sa inyo guys. Alright. Okay, so ulitin lang natin. Ako nga pala si Osober, I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency sa YouTube, sa Facebook, and sa kung saan nyo pa man ako makikita. Yan. So, ngayon, we'll do a lot of trade at kumbaga lower time frame, higher time frame, and we'll be talking about a lot of news, okay, which you don't usually get as well from other influencers. Why? Is because yung mga pinag-uusapan ko is more of like yung talagang will matter in the future. So, okay, kung hindi ito yung pinag-uusapan, diba? Hindi ako magte-trending talaga. Never in history ako magte-trending kung ang mindset talaga ng mga tao is pag-usapan lang yung pinag-uusapan, gustong pag-usapan ngayon. So sabi natin Epstein, yun yung gusto niyong pag-usapan. Hindi na yung issue. Okay? We know that Epstein is just a tool, okay, a gesture move so that they can push cryptocurrency, stablecoins onto you. Okay? And di ba kayo nagtataka na bakit sa Pilipinas hindi nila ina-allow yung cryptocurrency? Okay? Wherein we know that central bank is the main reason why, okay? And why it is not being pushed. Okay? You might be thinking, these are also hindi stress, hindi central bank. It's the PAGCOR, it's the etc. Same thing, guys. Don't you think the central bank has the money to push that? Okay, dito sa US okay, where I'm at, central banks basically can do whatever they want, especially create chaos, create a lot of like laws na matutuwa ka tapos later on babawiin, diba? They will push a lot of narratives. They want to get your emotions, they want to get your energy into this, kumaga. And, okay, since yun yung mga topics natin, let's talk about Bitcoin first, no? So, let's talk about the chart natin for the longest time. Okay, so, last time, okay, doon sa RSI video ko na sinasabi ko sa inyo na we need to dip sa 1 week time frame, okay? We need to dip at least, okay, at this level sa box, okay? Or even lower, just to give it like a fresher look sa Bitcoin. Okay, the lower that we can get, the higher probability that we are bottoming, kumbaga. So, why do I think Okay, why do I think that we are nearing the bottom? We are nearing the bottom. We're not yet at the bottom. I will tell you guys. Okay, but it's good that you have a purchase at least 64,000 pababa, which we did. Okay, we have 64,000 purchase at pababa, and we posted this in our Discord. Okay, so which you can also check and you can verify if it's true or not. Nasa sa inyo yan. Okay, so I gave you this. Okay, I showed you this last time. It's just $500, no? It's just my conviction buy to let you know, guys, that yung mga taong nagsasabi, oh, you must have a system, etc. I've been telling you that, guys, for many years. And in order for you guys to really be able to buy, the bottoms is, okay, you react. Okay? Be the first one to react. And mamaya na kayong masaktan. Mamaya kayong magreklamo, oh, bakit bumabagsak? Bakit ganito? Wala ba akong ginawang tama sa buhay ko? Etc. Mamaya na kayo mag-ganon. Just act on it, then we'll be able to do whatever needs to be done. Okay? Ngayon, nung kanina nagpo-post pa lang ako 70k. Sa Facebook, kung di kayo naka-follow, please follow. Okay? Mag-notification bell din kayo doon. Okay? Ma-alert kayo pag nagpo-post ako doon. So, nag-post ako doon. Kanina pa. So, aangat na daw, sabi ng isang influencer. Parang gusto ko mag-short. Okay, nag-short tayo. Okay, the point is, okay, paper nga lang. Kasi, ako kapag-trade girl. Okay, nagbabasa ka ng mga tsismis. So, hindi ko kaya pagsabayin, to be honest. Okay, kasi nawawala yung focus ko. So, ngayon, tignan nyo to. Okay, so kanina, which is 1 hour ago, nandito pa lang tayo, 70k. Okay? Tapos biglang bumagsak tayo ng bumagsak. Okay, so yeah, I hope you were able to catch that one. Okay, also I've been trying to post auction to short from 4.9 to 4.8 pababa, which is ngayon nasa bagsak na talaga siya. So even more, babagsak pa yan lalo. So yan, big shoutouts kay 62, big shoutouts. Guys, mag-comment kayo kung may 14 viewers tayo dito. Mag-like and share, subscribe kayo. Comment kayo number 3 kung ready na kayo sa mga chismis. Okay? So, magchichismis lang ako pag maraming nag-comment dyan. Okay? So, ngayon, charting lang muna tayo. Okay. So, nakita nyo to. We've been targeting this line. Okay? That's the beauty of RSI, diba? We cannot predict the price. Okay? We cannot definitely predict the accurate price, okay, but we can definitely predict when it will stop or where it will continue to go further down. So, kung titignan, ito din yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na, oy guys, let's watch out for this moving average. We're being magnetized on this one. So, nandito tayo, di ba? But what I did is I still purchased at the level of 80s. Okay, so hindi ko pinurchase yung 70s because I know if we go to the 70s, I know that there should be more downward move. Okay, not because I am really sure that it will be going down furthermore. It's just that I just know, okay, I just know that in price action, a correction needs to be done. So if this is A, this is B, then bumagsak pa siya sa level ng 70k, okay, it will go further down. Kaya wala akong buy sa 70k. Okay, ang buy natin is nasa 64k, which is, pinakita ko na sa inyo yung proof kanina. Okay? So it's just like a beauty of price action and RSI, no? Hindi siya parang hocus-pocus ang galing ni Sir Oso na manghula ng price kung saan babagsak yung price. No, it's not like that. Okay, it's more of like years of watching out the market, watching out the price, watching out the news, watching out the sentiment of the market, something like that. So, yeah, so bakit ako bumili dito? Kung sure or kumpensado ako na babagsak siya pag pumasok sa 70k. Okay, it's because anything can happen or pivot right here. Okay, salpakan lang to ng isang news, papasok to sa 114. Pwede yun mangyari. Okay, but that's not the case right now. We entered a bloody move here, which is at this further down. Okay, so minsan nga pinag-wish ko na sana nasa GMGN na lang ako or lahat ng assets ko kayang i-transfer sa hyperliquid kasi pwede doon yung parang cancel trade. yung tipong i-liquidate niyo yung buong assets mo pag pumasok siya sa 70k. Nevertheless, what is the price of those altcoins? Kumbaga, if we have that kind of like aggressive spot settings, no, we will be able to save a lot of those kumbaga, those funds, kumbaga. So wait lang, may papakita pa ako sa inyo isa pa. Kaya ako nabubulol kasi naghahalo-halo sa utak ko. Okay, ito 50%. Ilang guys ha, nahanap ko. Ay, hindi pala dito. Sa billionaire pala yan. Okay, wait lang guys ha. Papakita ko sa inyo. Para makita niyo yung sinabi ko. Dito sa Meraki. Oh, okay. So, since hindi ko siya mahanap, mauubos yung oras natin pag pinilit kong hanapin. Okay, kasi hindi siya lumalabas sa search. Okay. Ito. Okay na. Nakita ko na siya. So, this is back in December 23. Nung sinabi ko kay Lucky Lua, pati doon sa mga nakasubscribe, to sell, okay? To sell at the level of 50k. So, this is also my conviction. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you guys. Okay? This is also a conviction proof na why would I buy at 64k? Okay? So, yan. So ito, bear drop last, okay, last two, ayan na, last two, bear drop last na to, last 266k to 65k with a week touching at 64,772, which is, this is my buy accurately, this is my buy 64,900, tinaas ko lang siya ng 200, so 942 yung naging buy ko dyan. Okay, nevertheless, it went down, okay, back to 60k, 60k 300. Okay, March recovery, ayan. So this has been predicted back in November 23 of 2025. Okay, this is last year, guys. This is not hocus pocus. Okay, we will buy from there. Sabi ko, March ha, hindi pa naman March. So for now, we're going to build. Okay, 50% of selling, 50% of assets. Safe, set safe shorts at 82, okay, 82.5k. If it drops, wait lang, lagay nga natin to sa gilid. Yan, lagay ko lang para makita niya. Okay. So SL and ito pala. Set safe shorts at 82.5k. If it drops that level, we are going to slip. SL and margin, please make it higher, but also be ready to lose and get liquidated. Isolate from there. Yeah. So sell spot 50%. Okay, 50% of you if you are brave enough. Or if you're brave enough, 75% leaving. Only 25% as a reminder that you're holding, and I mean that's your holding. Kumbaga yung mga hinahawakan niyo at the moment. Kumbaga, okay, kasi kumpiyansado kami na si AVAX, si Sui, si ganito, si Deepbook is a gem. By the time that mag-recover yung market, we will be able to remember, okay, may holdings pa pala ako nito, sinel ko lang yung 75% ng lahat nila. Okay. And you can DCA where, okay, when you are ready to buy at 60k to 50k levels. So these are the conviction. Okay, these are conviction. So lahat busy nun during that time because nga kumbaga holiday nila. Okay, mga nagse-celebrate ng Christmas, etc. So yeah, that is my proof, guys, that we're just following what I've just said. Okay, kung ano yung sinabi ko, yun lang yung ginagawa natin. So purchase natin is 64. Hindi ako nag-go lower doon kasi ibig sabihin daw confident sa trade natin. So right now, we went down, of course. What's the lowest? Tingnan natin. Okay, so the lowest is, according to this one, is 59,977 sa index crypto. Okay, not with the exchanges. I'm not sure if how much Bybit. I'm not sure if magkano sa Binance, etc. So, but right now, we got stop out at 71,400. Okay. But last live natin, sinabi ko 69. So, sabi ko watch out for that 69K because nandun yung body. So, I'm very sure that it will just stop there. Somewhere around that level, no? So, we are in a weekly time frame. And sabi dito, okay, we are about to cross down again. Okay, which is, this is dangerous. Okay, why? It's because this is stochastic. Okay, and whenever we do that, okay, it will be a boring market afterwards. Okay, you don't like the market to be doing sideways at the lowest, which is ito. Pag naging lowest pa yung cross natin dito, expect a lot of like a lot of crosses here. Pwede mangyari. Or, paangat siya ng paangat, pero yung price natin pababa ng pababa. Which is also a divergence, which is a really good pattern. But, tulad ng sinabi ko guys, maraming magsasabi sa inyo na magda-double bottom yan. Hindi, ito na yon kasi Black Swan event. That's true. It is a Black Swan event. That is true. Because why? For cryptocurrency or Bitcoin alone, it is a Black Swan event because we reacted so much about something that is not even really confirmed. Okay? People are saying that Epstein is the thing why this is down. No. If we check about when it comes to order books and everything that is on chain, when it comes to trading, okay, Coinbase Premium, etc., lahat, okay, it is the people that has a lot of money who was able to do this. It is not the retail. Okay, ngayon pa lang nagre-react ang retail, guys, at ida-dry nila kayo, ida-dry nila tayo. Okay, if we get into this aangat na, no. It's not gonna do that. I'm telling you guys, it's not even near the bull run. Okay, wala pa tayo dun, guys. Pero this is the times that you will be or you should be staying in the market. Okay? Based on my history, based on my years of experience since 2021 na nakikita nyo, but I've been here since 2017. I've been trading $100 only. I've been holding Veracity. I've been only holding XMR only. Okay, was able to buy XMR at the very lowest. Okay, then lost it in Coins PH because sira ulo yung mga yan. Okay, ninakawan nila tayo. Tapos all of those. Okay, so I am telling you. Okay, I've seen this move already. If this pumps, okay, that's good. Okay. You still have the conviction, the setup na sinabi ko sa inyo. We just need to have a system. Buy every month, okay, and buy every dip. Okay, no matter what they say, na pag sinabi nila, ang tanga mo, bumili ka ng mas mataas. Sure ka ba na mag-hold yan? Wala silang alam. It's your system, don't care about them. Okay, you're following a system and it will reap in the long term. Okay, because it's a long-term game from here. Okay? So, the question is, ikaw ba yung magpapa-pluck out sa system? Okay? Are you willing to give your money back to the market? Na to the point na talo ka na nga, ibinalik mo pa sa market. Kasi dahil lang hindi mo makita yung nagagana pa yung asset na yan or na mag-workout pa yung asset na yan. Instead of selling those assets, tingin mo hindi na talaga gagana, just turn it into Bitcoin. Okay? Because that's the perfect rotation right now. Okay? So with that said, in our lower time frames, we look at 4 hours. Okay? Kung titignan nyo to. Okay? We have a broken trend already. If pagpipilitan nyo pa tong trend na to, nako, okay, this is going to be dangerous for everyone. If you think that this is still a uptrend, okay, we are now entering, okay, I'm not saying like a confirmed downtrend already. Okay, in a 4-hour time frame, we are trying to create a lower low from this local low. Okay, so this is our lowest, of course, definitely, but also mind you guys that this is acting as a magnet, okay, to retails. Okay, so iniisip nila na okay, this is the bottom, okay, but for institutions, okay, they will play around this market and they will try to lead you to go down back to this level. Okay? Or, okay, sabihin natin, with using our Fibonacci, we will be able to know what's the bottom. Kung magko-collapse pa tong bottom na yan. Okay, so paano? Since this is a confirmed 618 already, we have a double top. Okay, in order for us to confirm that this is a double top, this is a lower, this is higher. And this is equal high at this one. Okay, this is lower and this is higher. Yun yung gusto ko sabihin. So we have a hidden bearishness. And if we try to use our confirmation for that, using our liquidity check, makikita nyo na, okay, the market, okay, has no sufficient liquidity. Okay, muntikan na tayo umangat, to be honest, pero nag-produce tayo ng lower. So confirming that this is a bearish divergence. Okay, so now, with that said, we have already that as a confirmed bearish divergence. How lower can this go? Sabihin natin, in a bullish context, okay, we have a bullish momentum. Sabihin natin, nevertheless, it goes down, it broke the trend in the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we need to go back at least at 63k, which is lower doon sa naging buying zone ko. Okay lang yun sa akin, okay lang. Why? Is because if that dips there, it should be fast only. Okay? Hindi nyo na mamamalaya na nag-dip tayo doon, aangat din agad to. Okay, big shoutouts kay Awesome tuloy. XC, big shoutouts kay EVC, and kay Jover, big shoutouts. Ayan, pinakamatagal na nandito si XC guys. Okay, big shoutouts kay Maestral. Yan, big shoutouts sa inyo. Okay, parang matagal na rin to si Masteral. Okay, so now for us to really confirm that this is going to crash even further to 63 by the moment we enter the 67, okay, we need to see a bounce sa 67, then create a lower low when it tries to reach this level. Okay, papasok siya sa 66, pero before that, we need to at least get back to 69 and heavily rejected at 70k. Okay, and this is the reason why I told you that 69k is going to be something that we have to really watch out for. Okay, because we have that fair value gap. Ewan ko kung bakit to lumagpas ng ganyan. Minsan iniisip ko, it doesn't make sense na itama ko yan ng ganyan. Nagme-make sense sa akin tong ganitong move. Okay, which is itinatama ko siya doon sa bearish candle na yon, candle pattern na yan, okay, na nag-produce na engulfing. So yan, nilalagay ko siyang ganyan kahit lumagpas siya sa 618, wala akong pake. Okay, kasi it's more of like reaction or emotions. Okay, and the market is reacting to that level, then it means it is correct. Okay, so now it's not head and shoulder, I'm not trying to form that. But we have a confirmation sa RSI. Okay? We already dipped down, pabalik doon sa level ng 45, pababa. Okay? But we need to have the EMA red line to cross down, and we should be able to see that confirmation here to go further down. Okay? If that happens, this needs to have this kind of move. Ganyan. Okay, before we can say that, okay, dados pa to. And this coming 4 days, 3 days from now. Okay, which is going to be a bearish week for Bitcoin. Okay, unless here's the bullish flip. Okay, sabihin natin sobrang maaga yung naging bullish flip natin. Okay, bigla siyang dumaos-dus na ngayon dito sa level ng 65. Bigla tong nag-bounce dyan. Okay, pwede yun mangyari. Okay, sa 15 minutes, sa 1 hour to sa 1 hour, bigla tayong bumalik sa level nito. Tapos bigla tayong pumasok sa 75. That's gonna be bullish. Okay, this is going to be a higher low already. Okay, a higher low and a local low, that's higher low. Okay, but okay, we need to see this sa 1 hour to confirm it by creating a lower low, since pasok na tayo doon sa level ng bearish momentum or bearish trend. Okay, nandyan na tayo. Ito na lang yung hinihintay natin to confirm. Okay, but what I want to really see is this NAB RSI to go further sa 4 hour pag nakita ko siya na ganon, na low, okay, yan, low, pasok na to siya sa 10, okay, tapos higher siya dito lang siya naglaro, edi this is bullish. Okay, kasi bullish divergence siya. Or i-sacrifice natin yung buong structure ng market. Ang gawin natin is, okay, higher low, okay? Higher low siya dito sa snub RSI, pero ang move natin dito is lower. Okay, which is, you cannot trust it. Why? Because humans are reactive. Hindi sila nagre-react sa RSI. Nagre-react sila sa emosyon nila na nakikita nila sa chart, which is itong buong market na to. So, thus, dun papasok yung aking thesis na baka pumasok pa tayo sa 55K or 50K. Okay, at this level. So, may buying opportunity na naman tayo for Bitcoin. Okay? So, for now, what clearly says to us na nangyayari ngayon is we have a Black Swan event. That's true. And that has been told dito sa isa sa mga news natin. Okay. But anyways, let's talk about this first. Okay. Tama na yung Bitcoin. Mamaya na yung ibang asset. Okay. Di ba nung last time pinag-usapan natin to si Kevin Warsh, formerly nominated in Fed Chair. So pinag-usapan din natin siya dito sa homepage ko, which is dito. Naging ano nga yan? Nasaan na nga ba yan? Ito. Which is ito. Ito. Okay? So, kung natira dito si Kevin Warsh. Okay? So, answer is Kevin Warsh. So, sure ako na siya yung mabibigyan ng role. Okay, by just using ang tawag dito, sa pamamagitan lang ng paggamit ng conspiracy. Guys, conspiracy lang kailangan nyo. Okay, kung pinagtatawanan nyo yung mga mahilig sa mga conspiracy, etc. Nako, you need to change your mind. Okay, change your mindset, etc. Okay, ang ginawa ko lang is remove the non-Jew or does not have a full Jewish blood. Okay, siya lang yung natira, guys. Okay, siya lang. Look. Boom. Okay? Siya lang yung natira. Okay, it means, okay, siya lang yung ilalagay dyan. Why? It's because everyone wants to put Jewish people in the America. Okay, gano'n lang yun. And America is still denying, no, we're not controlled by the Jewish people, etc. We're not being manipulated by Jewish people, etc. No, we are. Actually, Japan is next. Okay? So now, Warsh call for Fed Treasury Accord steers debate in 30 trillion bond market. So, ngayon pa lang nila pinag-uusapan to, guys. Pinag-usapan na to natin dati. Anong gagawin nila sa 30 trillion bond market? Kahit ilagay lang nila to sa stablecoin, kumikita to ng magkano? 6%, 9%, di ba? Malaki yun, guys. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. So, but right now, this is more important because it's a little bit away from dun sa prediction natin. Diba? Wala mag-uusap na ito sa Philippines. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why you guys are following this kind of influencer na kung ano lang yung pinag-uusapan sa mainstream media, yun lang yung gusto nyo pakinggan. Ito ang mga pakinggan nyo, guys. Okay, so sabi dito, Kevin Warsh floated plenty in ideas for how he would run the Federal Reserve during the campaign for the job as chair. For Wall Street, few are as cryptic or potentially consequential as his call for a new accord with a Treasury Department. Guys, this is going to be massive. Okay, ano ibig sabihin nito? Because before, okay, just gusto ko lang i-tsismis to sa inyo. Okay, we have an accord before in 1951. Okay, ano ba? Ay, hindi pala. 1945, okay, after the war ended in 1945, most policymakers were concerned with preventing another Great Depression. So, ibig sabihin, okay, nevertheless, kumita sila sa war, etc. We have two big institutions, okay, in the United States. Ano yung dalawang institutions na yun? The US government and the Federal Reserve government, which is the banks. Okay, so, Now, tulad ng sinabi dito, but inflation proved to be much more greater concern. So between June 1946 and June 1947, okay, Consumer Price Index or the CPI, okay, inflation was 17.6, okay, skyrocketing, okay, percent. And, okay, from June 1947 to June 1948, it was 9.5%. That is crazy. Okay, so it means, okay, they are so worried about more into the inflation. Okay, but also became their what? Their weapon, okay, to use as a reason to print more money. Okay, so the Fed's priority does to switch from financing the war to restricting inflation, but President Truman and Secretary of the Treasury John Snyder were both strong supporters of the low interest rate peg in order to protect the value of the war bonds. This is crazy, guys. Okay, so just to give you a brief overview so that you will be researching after this. Okay, ano yung naging deal behind this is dati si Fed at si government, okay, sobrang bati nila. Okay? Okay, to the point na parang, okay, this is US and it means US government needs to be running the whole country. Okay? And dito pumasok yung punto na, okay, US is a run company. It is not a country. There's no such thing as an American. There's only Californian, Arizonian, Arkansanian, what word ba yun? Basta, parang ganon. Basta, I know you get me. Okay, so something like that. Then, along the line from those years during the World War, they saw, okay, or at least the Federal Reserve, saw that they can steal the United States from the US government, which is from the people. Okay, why? Why did I say that? Because, okay, the government before was for the people. Okay, it means, ano pa ibig sabihin nun? It means the government are serving the people. Okay, which it should be, di ba? Ganun naman talaga dapat yung case eh. Okay, until si Federal was able to find a loophole into the system where he will be able to print massive money and cause chaos when it comes to doon sa inflation natin. Okay, leading for the US government to keep begging, on Federal to help them with their job numbers, with this, with that, with a lot of numbers, mainly the job numbers, of course. Okay, so that's why I said that. But yeah, doon na nagsimula. Okay, by February 51, CPI inflation has reached annualized rate of 21% from 17.6% to 21%. As the Korean War intensified, the Fed faced the possibility of having to monetize a substantial issuance of new government debt, okay? Which ipapasalo nila yun sa iba, sa labas ng country. So outsource, kumaga. So which would have placed even greater upward pressure on prices. And this has led to be to make sure that the US money will be the number one fiat reserve in the whole world. Okay, where US government just cares about its people. Back in the day, okay, especially nung after the war. But Federal is global. Okay? That's why you have central banks, 'di ba? Central Bank of the Philippine, 'di ba? May ganun sila. Meron din si Russia pero ngayon inabolish, 'di ba? Kasi ang gusto ni Putin, he has a lot of more promising structure for Russia now when it comes to finance. And same thing with China, same thing with Japan right now. So now, okay, but the administration continued to urge the Fed to maintain the peg. So ano ibig sabihin nun? Okay? The US government is still begging to the Fed na, i-maintain lang natin yung ganito. Okay? Kumbaga para maging okay yung mga numbers natin at hindi mag-default yung buong United States, something like that. So a position the FOMC or FOMC found increasingly untenable. Okay? So nung binasa ko to, lahat yan. You just need to read it. Okay? Here's what I see. Since pinag-usapan na rin to ngayon. Okay? Dito ko na po-prove, guys, na malayong-malayo na si Epstein yung magka-crash ng market na or nag-crash ng market. Why? Okay? It's because that's so easy to understand. This one is very hard to understand, but it shows a lot of breadcrumbs telling you guys that the banks are coming into cryptocurrency in full blast. They have come in, yes, definitely, but they were having a intention to just crash the market and steal money from cryptocurrency, which is global catastrophe. Pero hindi nga nila kaya. Yun yung nagiging point. Okay, hindi nila makrush yung cryptocurrency, hindi nila makrush yung Bitcoin. So what happens? They will join in, but they need to make sure to join in at the very best price, which is at what? 60 to 50k levels. Okay, they want that levels. Okay, why? It's because when you times 55 times 4, it's gonna be that's gonna be $220,000. That's gonna be massive liquidity. That needs a lot of liquidity injected into the market, but also marketing, okay, or manipulation in the market so that the people will rush in to get into the market. Okay, so but how are we going to do that? Okay, it is all about Kevin Warsh. We need to inject Kevin Warsh into the system of federal as the federal reserve leader right now. Dapat siya yung Fed chair natin. Okay, why? It's because, okay, sabi dito, isa pang conspiracy na alam ko asawa ata ni Kevin Warsh, yung best friend ng asawa ni Donald Trump ngayon. Something like that. Hindi ko sure ano lang yung conspiracy ko lang. So that is why dati maasim siya kay Donald Trump, si Kevin Warsh, kasi nga ang pangit ng mga pasaring niya about how they will be fixing the government or the federal state, di ba? The federal banking system. If we will be able to parang ganito, etc., just to make it short, parang hindi akma dun sa plano ni Donald Trump until may nangyari between the signing of a document in January 2025, which I have a document for that. Abangan nyo na lang kung nasa Merahay kayo, mag-comment kayo sa comment section. Okay? So that you'll be able to read that analysis that I have for that. Okay? But, again, tulad ng sinabi ko, guys, okay? There is much important information that we need to talk about. Okay? Which is, wait lang, guys. Sinisave ko tong mga kinapi-paste ko na na link. Kasi has to do with the Okay. This one. So Bitcoin holders being capitulated since last week, okay? So this is the all-time low. Proof as well that we are at a Black Swan event capitulation kind of thing. So we have Ethereum naman dito for Benjamin Cohen. Ang sinasabi niya is it needs to go lower at this level, which is around 1,800 or 1,000. Okay, 1,000. Worst case scenario, 1,500. Why? It's because I really think it also needs to go down there in order to refresh the whole sentiment of Ethereum. But it looks like, okay, we are fulfilling the head and shoulder already. Okay, for Benjamin Cohen, he is still neutral. Okay, but Yeah, so ito yung isa sa mga shinare sa kanya. Kind of feel that we got cheated out of this. So ito yung isa pang point na tingin ng buong market na is dapat nag-pump na dito pero hindi. But yeah, since that's not the case, the rotation got blasted off by memes. Okay, probably that is the reason. But also, I think this is a inside job, okay, from BlackRock. Diba, sinabi ko naman yun sa inyo guys, na the easiest to manipulate na asset is Ethereum. But I hope that they will be manipulating it to the upside because there is so much thing that we can do with Ethereum. Parang ganon. But also, okay, this is one of my proof as well that Coinbase Premium Index, okay, is an parabola. This is usually leading indicator. Can you guess what happens next? So for me, okay, there is going to be upside but not right away. Okay, why? It's because there is no such retail will be brave enough to really understand what's really going on with this kind of chart. Okay? Alam ko naman yun, sinasabi ko naman palagi yun sa inyo. Huwag kayo maging ganong kind of retail. Okay? I want you guys to be kung magiging retail kayo, yung money nyo lang. Okay? Yung tipo na yun yung kaya nyo lang ipasok. Okay, that's good. Pero yung mindset nyo dapat is more of an institutional. Okay, so right now, hindi ito nakakarating sa mga retail guys. Pansinin nyo, 791. Diba? Ako, hinahagod ko to. Binabacktrack ko, chinecheck ko lahat to, etc. So, hindi ko sila pina-follow guys ha. Hindi ko yung pina-follow. So, I just look at it. I just look doon sa mga sources na nakikita ko na credible. Minsan chinecheck ko ano yung mga ilang beses na siyang tumama, ilang beses na siyang nagkamali sa ano niya. Okay, kino-consider ko na dapat mas marami siyang mali, 'di ba? Pero he still continued the process of like trying to push through, 'di ba? So, now what happens really in the market when we see this? Usually it needs to do a lot of even further downward move and confirming this premium. Kumbaga, pag bumagsak siya, isa pang angat. Parang bibigyan ka pa ng isa pang premium pricing. So, katulad na ito. Katulad na ito. Tapos hanggang sa next sideways. Diba? So, that is the usual move. Okay, so isa pa. Okay, this is an AI bot trying to chat. Okay, so we have this kind of asset, AIXBT. So I might add more AIXBT kasi nagiging accurate na ulit siya. Sabi dito, BTC just printed a negative 5.65 standard deviation. Okay, medyo malalim to guys. Okay, kapit lang. Okay, so this has happened 13 times in 5,000 plus trading days since 2010. Okay. Every single occurrence preceded multi-month rallies. Okay. March 2020 at 3,800, December 2018 at 3,200, and January 2015 at 200. Okay. Stochastic RSI, okay, hits its lowest reading in recorded history of 0.07% event. Okay, the data is screaming, but also, but most will wait for confirmation at higher prices. Okay, so to briefly explain to you guys, ano yung ibig sabihin niya doon? Given that we're not going to look at this, okay, we'll just look at an empty slate here. Okay, pagpalagay natin ganito itsura ng market natin. Okay. Pagpalagay din natin na this is the Black Swan event. Okay, so if that is true, okay, it means, okay, we're just gonna trend up. Okay, with a lot of higher low, higher highs, etc. Hanggang sa ma-reach natin ulit yung top. Okay, ganyan ang magiging dating yan. Kasi why? It's because we have those kind of moves, di ba? Sa Black Swan event, which is yung mga ibinigay niyang mga data or yung binigay niyang numbers. Same thing with 2018. Okay, number 1. Number 2. And same thing for, okay, 2015. Okay, which is this one. Bigla tayong umangat lang. nung na-hit natin yung standard deviation requirement. So same thing for here, 2011, umangat lang tayo. Okay? So this is Bitcoin at its lowest liquidity. Okay? Okay, so now the chances of this happening is very low. Why? It's because we are in a very manipulated market. Okay? And like I said, that's not how the institutional thinks, unless the great news comes in and say, hey, bili na. Okay, bili na. Okay? Like, ano yung mga news na yan? Sabihin natin, katulad nung kay El Salvador. Diba? Volcano mining. Diba? Number 1 yon. Okay, so ano pa yung isa pa? Yung kay Elon Musk and Bitcoin renowned companies like Cathy Wood, nag-meeting sila, tapos lahat sila nag-agree that they will be buying at that levels already. Kailan nangyari yon? At these levels. Okay? Ay, hindi pala. Hindi dyan. Ito is El Salvador. Ba? Cathy Wood, dito yan. Or baliktad. Dito ba yung El Salvador, tas dito yung kalila Cathy Wood. Parang ganun. Something. Either way, parehas naman yung naging ano. Tapos, dito is confirmation ng institutional massive buying. Bigla tayong umangat, which is naging bullrun din siya. Okay? So, something like that. Pag ganun yung naging move, magpapakita yan ng giant green candle bullish engulfing. So, katulad na ito. Yung close niya is walang body. Wala ring body sa baba. So, pag yan ang nangyari, we'll be able to see that. So, katulad na ito. Boom. Sa 1 week yan, ha? 1 week. Okay. And dito. Tingnan mo to. So, although meron siyang week dito. Okay. Then dito din. To, tingnan nyo to. Konti-konti lang yung week. So, boom. Okay. Hindi ko alam yung mga news dyan. Babantayan ko na lang. Babalikan natin siya. Pero, I'm still convicted. Katulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo na it needs to really play below this moving average in a 1 week time frame. And a 2 week time frame. Pag pinasok natin siya sa 2 weeks, nakikita nyo, masyado pa siyang mataas. Although, I hope it's not gonna be as low as 45. Okay, which can happen as well if there is, okay, if there is craziness that will happen, which is, I really think it may happen. Why? Is because, okay, if this happens is because we are really transitioning the monks to come in to cryptocurrency. Something like that. Okay? So, ano yung isa lang na strong proof ko na pwede mangyari is because Epstein nga, di ba? So, sinasabi nila, isisisi nila to kay Epstein. Epstein kasi ganito, ganyan. Okay? So, dapat gumamit tayo ng stablecoin, wag na banking. Kasi ididikit nila yun na, kasi yung mga bankers, inalaw nila na mag-withdraw ng ganito kalaking pera, mag-transfer ng ganitong pera. So, parang walang nakakita masyado. We need to uplift the whole system. Paano yun? I-uplift nila yung mga tao. Kunyari, ibibigay sa inyo yung power and sasabihin sa inyo, we are safer in the blockchain pero needs to be stable coins only. Something like that. Okay, but they are already been prepared. Kumbaga, naka-prepare na sila kung bakit nila gagawin yun. Hindi yun something overnight lang na nila naisip na tapos wala man lang transition na mangyayari. They will release that kind of news by the time. Okay, so same thing with COVID-19, di ba? That we are done with the COVID-19, it's not a thing anymore, etc. Nasayang lang lahat ng natin, nung pagod natin, yung takot natin, galit natin sa isa't isa na madumi tayo kasi parang mga ganun, di ba? Doesn't matter. Okay, so it's all propaganda, guys. Whether maka-Democrat kayo, maka-Republican kayo, pag pumipili pa rin kayo, wala, nasa matrix pa rin kayo. Pag hindi na kayo pumipili at pinipili nyo yung good for the humanity, and I think you're really close. Okay, you're really close in awakening. Ako, hindi nahihirapan pa ako. Minsan nagre-react pa ako eh. Napapareact pa ako na parang, alam mo yan? So, simpleng pagko-comment lang sa mga posts diba? Napapa-comment pa rin ako. Pero ayan, guys, ayan, start of the new world order. This is going to be a big topic that we'll be talking about tomorrow. So China is closing, okay, the gap on the US fast. Okay, they are exiting the dollar. So I've been predicting this for 2 years already. Diba, sinabi ko yun sa inyo na China is becoming number one. No, I think China is number one already in infrastructure. Sinabi ko to sa inyo 2 years ago. They are very fast in when it comes to medical. Okay, and they just found out a way to ask all those Americans to go to China to seek medical help, which is curing your cancer, diba? Using frequency for healing, diba? And wireless or parang work from home surgery na tinatawag, which is nangyari na yun, which is malayo yung surgeon na dapat gagamot dun sa isang sa isang patient, pero malayo nga siya. So ang ginawa nila is through what? VRAR, which is crazy. Ang lag delay lang nila is 0.001 milliseconds, parang ganun. So I'm not sure if what's the accuracy on that one. Also, they're becoming number one when it comes to energy, of course. Okay, so we have BYD, pero sinabi ko sa inyo NIO or NIO is going to be going against Tesla because Tesla actually just copied NIO. Okay, then we have robotics. Yan, sinabi ko na rin to sa inyo na I really predict that robotics is going to be a major thing as well in cryptocurrency. Okay, and it's going to be one of those big things. Okay, so ito ba, tech leader 5G. Okay, catching up in catching up in AI. So manufacturing share. Okay, China 28% versus US 16%. Okay, meron pa isa pa dito. Energy 9,000 TH versus 3,000 lang. So isipin yun. Okay, saan tayo nakakita ng ganitong grabe to? Ano pa ba? May nabasa pa ako dito eh. Oh, yeah, eto pa, yung sa Japan. Guys, di ba nagkaroon nga ng snap election. So confident to si girl na siya ay mananalo, which is nanalo naman siya. Okay. Pero ang pinag-usapan natin dito is nag-iiba yung ihip ng hangin after nung kanyang snap election. Why? Is because he wants to print more money for Japan. And this is going to be a massive topic as well if we will be able to talk about this tomorrow. Okay, so binibigyan ko lang kayo ng overview, pero kung gusto niyo akong unahan sa mga chismis, sige, go lang. Wala naman nagbipigil sa inyo. So, pagandahan lang ng connection niya, pagandahan lang ng so that you will be able to get ahead of what's about to happen to cryptocurrency. Okay, so same thing ng ginawa natin dito. So if gusto niyo sumali sa Meraki, nasa sa inyo. Okay, ito lang naman ginagawa namin dito, mga documents, etc. Tapos nagbibigay lang din ako ng reviews sa mga tokens, coins na tingin ko yun yung magiging still part of the future. Okay, so now isa pa ito, which is si Japan. Okay, Japan delivered the most decisive single-party electoral mandate, okay, since World War II. Okay, so ibig sabihin lang nila dito, aalis na sila doon sa pagiging pacifist, okay? Aatake na sila. Pag kailangan nilang umatake, mananakit na sila. Especially if they're hurting Japanese people, something like that. Okay, so pakinggan natin to.
Also of like peacetime Bitcoin and wartime Bitcoin in my head, which is that in a great period of peace and prosperity, where we expect kind of the monetary system to work the way it should for all, we can underwrite like the framework of investing as the way we've known it, right? But that's like a peacetime Bitcoin. And in that peacetime Bitcoin, it is maybe talking about inflation and hedging inflation and all that stuff. But the wartime Bitcoin is different because wartime means it's actually not monetary policy that is driving the future outlook for how we're thinking about growth. It's probably going to be a combination of industrial policy, military policy, and fiscal policy that takes the front seat versus monetary policy. And I think we see this in history, where between democracies and some maybe more oppressive authoritarian versions of governments, that during moments of crisis, monetary policy takes a back seat to the importance of the actual power struggle that emerges. So I think in a way, you're correct to imagine what is Bitcoin's bet in the future going to look like. And part of what I think happened so far also with the Trump administration is it really looks like the world got more centralized, right? So in the past, like there was this, ideation and beautification of this idea of decentralization as a virtue, that like we're more anti-fragile if we can kind of allocate resources differently across systems and create some checks and balances, and Bitcoin and crypto would do that. But if you really look hard at what's been happening here in the US as well, from a crypto policy perspective, it's moving towards a model of centralization. Stablecoins are literally bringing banks into the conversation about how to centralize the concept of yield. Tokenization also, I think the way it's being taught really with a lens towards equities rather than long tail assets that historically hasn't had a securities market, also points its fingers towards centralization. And of course, Trump himself being at the center of this gravity and the centralized role of government endorsing Bitcoin also gives it like this centralized energy. And so I think the bet has always been that Bitcoin will do well when the world is a little bit more fragmented, when there's a little bit more chaos and directionlessness, that is the cause for Bitcoin to then be embraced. And so I think we're entering this wartime zone now. Like the peacetime version of Bitcoin was like, let's get kind of national support and build crypto policies and infrastructures, market structures, Genius Act, Clery Act, all that stuff, and get people in. We've tried it. I think we're trying to figure out if it's working or not, and if it's getting people into crypto and into Bitcoin the way we expected it to. And over time, what you realize is actually maybe it's not working that way, and you just revisit that original mission of Bitcoin. It's actually not that. It's not about Clarity Act. It's not about some of these market structure things. I mean, they're important from an industry building perspective, but at what cost, right? And the thing that Bitcoin represents in my mind has always been true to its heart. It's about censorship resistance. It is about decentralization, and it's about freedom money. It's about really giving money to people who need it. And what you see is Americans have lots of other ways to bet. They don't have to pick Bitcoin. They can pick silver metals. They can pick copper. They can pick their next AI themes. They can do a lot of stuff. The people who need Bitcoin are the people that are oppressed. And I think maybe the underwrite for the future is if you believe the world is going to be more fragmented, there's going to be more oppression, there's going to be more capital controls. I think that's a big one. We're already seeing it with how socialist policies are trying to handicap capital mobility relative to human mobility. It's happening in California. We're going to see it in New York. These are the energy that I think redrives the importance of Bitcoin. And so my outlook is I'm still very much interested in Bitcoin. I'm very bullish Bitcoin, but it's because I think it's going to get a lot worse from the perspective of centralization of the role of government. And Bitcoin will reemerge as the hedge, the ultimate hedge to be out of and opt out of that system.
Okay. So, kayo, anong tingin nyo? Okay, so ako, simple lang yung tingin ko guys. In the end, okay, long term. Okay, this is the new gold. I'm letting you know guys already. Okay, this has been the case. This has been the white paper of everything. Okay, and we are heading towards there. Okay, this is the money for the oppressed. So that is very true. But also we are being attacked. Okay, so government is going to attack the Bitcoin. But they will create a lot of chaos. Then everyone will be so confused. Then they will be going towards to the new system, which is the stable coins. So kayo, anong tingin nyo guys? Comment nyo down below. And again, tsismis lang lahat ng yun. Kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, stay awesome. Goodbye guys. Have a great night and kita-kits tomorrow. Sabi nga pala, chismoso ng crypto since 2017 bull run and have been documenting my journey since 2021 at may bagong mission na gawing 100k ang 10k ng may buong post